It's Monday, it's first pitch. I'm the Prez from WagerTalk.com, and we've got the legend himself, the man with all the numbers, the most knowledgeable handicapper on the planet, Ralph Michaels from Cal Sports, and you can find him at WagerTalk.com every single day. Ralph, how are you? How was your weekend, my brother?
Doing good. I was on Tiger, so I was happy.
So was I. I got him for 18 to 1.
I had him 1805. Yeah, and I'm not a Tiger fan. I've only bet him twice. I bet him at Eastlake and I bet him at Masters. So I'm going to quit 2-0 undefeated with Tiger.
Good stuff, brother. It was a fun day yesterday, that's for sure. And then it ended with Game of Thrones, which I found disappointing. I'm sure you didn't watch it, but a lot of our listeners did.
The Game of Thrones, ever.
You've never watched one.
Am I missing something?
It would be the equivalent of saying I've never had sex before. But anyway, Game of Thrones, it's the greatest. Ralph, what are we going to do today? We're going to take apart every baseball game on the board, top to bottom, all games that start after 7, which is every game today except the Baltimore-Boston game, which is already underway. Before we get into that, a real quick promotion. $1 at sportsmemo.com gets you the next 3 days of any handicapper. Head over to sportsmemo.com. It's the best promotion we've ever done. For $1, you get the next 3 days of anybody's plays at sportsmemo.com. And at wagertalk.com, we have a $9 Monday, anybody's plays for $9. I've got 5 hockey plays tonight. You can get them all for $9. And Teddy has his first 5-star or 5% play of the year in baseball. You can get it at WagerTalk for $9. Ralph, let's get straight into it, brother. Philadelphia hosting the New York Mets. Philly started the season off well, 9-5. The Mets are 9-6, but Ralph, they are 7-3 away from home, which is outstanding. Philadelphia is a short price, -120 at most. The over and under here is 7.5. Syndergaard versus Nola. Neither pitcher has really started the season outstanding, but we know they're good pitchers. I mean, Syndergaard's whip is excellent at .79, but he is struggling with his ERA. And Nola's ERA is a disaster, and his whip's even worse. Hard to bet an under with these two pitchers the way they're currently playing. But we know they're better than what they are, and maybe we're getting some value. What do you like in this game?
Well, to add some more to your over, the Mets are 11-2-1 over-under this year, and their bullpen has a 6.5 ERA. But I do have a system here, which I'm going to throw out. The Mets are 0-10 over-under in Syndergaard starts if they scored 6 or more runs in his last start. I think Nola does get better. Nola pitched poor back-to-back performances against Washington, but they're 21-6, Philly is in his last 27 starts. Syndergaard, I expect to, like he does, a 20-2 strikeout-to-walk ratio. Low total, I do like the under.
He's Ralph Michaels. I'm the Prez. Ralph, let's talk about the Chicago Cubs. They've started the season 5-9. They are 2-7 away from home, but anybody can fix their record when they play Miami. 4-12 on the season already. Really, probably the worst team in all of baseball. And when you're vying with Kansas City and Toronto for the worst team in baseball, you really do suck. The over and under is 8. We've got the home team here, the Marlins, at plus 120. There's no chance I can take the Marlins right now. The problem is Yu Darvish is on the mound, and Yu Darvish is a disaster and has been for a very long time. His ERA this season is 7.5. He's 0-3 to start the year. He's got a whip a hair under 2. He could be one of the worst starting pitchers in baseball. He's playing against Richards. Richards is 18 innings pitched, Ralph, with a 2 ERA. Really good stuff by him, but I still cannot bet Miami I lean on the over here, Ralph. I think eight's a fairly short number.
Well, the worst of two evils would have me back in Miami. You watch Trevor Richards pitch. This is a young kid who probably had the best changeup in all of baseball. Teams are batting 089 against them. 089 this year. An incredible changeup. Chicago, of course, got snowed out, so they're very happy to get to Miami to get some warm weather. I cannot back you, Darvish, with anyone's money. You, me, Johnny Detroit, and Marco could bat against him and probably score 4 runs in the first couple innings. So betting the Cubs is no bargain at all. I would have to back Miami with Richards on the mound.
Toronto 5-11 on the season, playing against the Twinkies. They're 8-4. They're a really good baseball team. They're going to vie for a wild card spot all year. Minnesota is minus 140. The over and under is 8.5 in this game. We've got Shoemaker versus Perez. Shoemaker has been absolutely outstanding, one of the best pitchers in baseball throughout the first couple of weeks. He's 3-0 on the season, which is pretty amazing, given Toronto has only won 5 games. And his ERA, 0.92 with a .71 whip. Martin Perez, 7.56 ERA. Here's what I'm thinking in this game, Ralph, and tell me if I'm wrong. Shoemaker is not nearly the pitcher that his record suggests. Minnesota can score runs. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, 8.5 might be a bit low. Shoemaker is going to come down to earth, and I like the over.
Shoemaker, Perez is making his first start. Minnesota's had 5 days off in their first 15 games, and they never wanted to get Berrios off track starting every 5th game. So this is their number 5 starter who was only pitched out of the bullpen 3 times. Talk about a cocky kid. He guaranteed a victory today. He said he felt good on the mound last time he pitched. Pitchers don't guarantee victories very often, especially when you have a 6.2 ERA last year. He was 2-7 as a starter. I went back and forth in this game. I agree with you. There's going to be some aggression in Schumacher when you have a team in Toronto who's 2-6 their last 8. But of course, Minnesota, the hotter team, 7-3. I would back the Twins.
He's Ralph Michaels. I'm the Prez. It's First Pitch. You can find us at WagerTalk TV on our YouTube channel Monday to Friday. Ralph, $1 for 3 days of anybody's plays at sportsmemo.com. It's the best promotion we have ever had. Also, don't forget, Teddy's got a 5% play in baseball tonight at wagertalk.com. You can have it for only $9. St. Louis, my brother, 9-6, playing Milwaukee 10-6. And well, I haven't been able to get Milwaukee right all year. When I'm against them, they win. When I'm on them, they lose. Tonight, Milwaukee is the home team at minus 133. The over and under here is 9.5. We've got Hudson versus Peralta. Hudson's got a really bad whip, but his ERA is outstanding at 2.79, but he's only got 9 innings pitched. Peralta, 6.91 ERA. Both these teams, Ralph, can put up some runs. I know 9.5 is a little high, but I like the over in this game, and I do lean on the home favorite.
I agree with you with the lean on the favorite and the lean with the over. Peralta's gotten crushed twice, but he's had a horrible performance, a good performance, a horrible performance. So being back at home, I would expect a good performance for him. I think St. Louis starts to have a little pressure. Milwaukee on 7 of 8. These two are going to go at it the entire year. And St. Louis has to feel like they have to win. Plus, St. Louis was off that weird Monterrey, Mexico trip where they split against the Prez. I don't think taking those kind of teams coming back on a Monday.
He's Ralph Michaels. I'm the Prez. Lots more still to talk about. LA Angels versus Texas. 8-7 for the Angels, 7-7 for Texas. Texas is plus 110. The over and under is 10.5. I don't bet those type of numbers over the total, but it's hard to bet it under. Cahill versus Miller. Miller, only 5 innings pitched, 9.5 ERA. Not a good sample size. Kale 3.5 ERA, but a really, really low whip. I like LA here at -130.
Well, LA comes in red hot, winning 7 out of 8. They were the team that got snowed out against the Cubs yesterday. And you know what? Watch out for Miller. Miller's made 2 starts. He didn't pitch well. But this is a guy who missed all of last year, had Tommy John surgery in 2017, and both he and his trainer said something clicked last game that they finally got it right. So after you miss a year and a half, you have a couple of those starts that you get out of the way. I think Miller pitches well today. Trout's questionable for the Angels, so watch out. He's got a groin injury, so you don't know what he's going to do. Texas in this.
Kansas City, Ralph, 5-10 on the season. They're playing Chicago, who's 5-9. Both teams are playing to the over. 11-3 for Kansas City, 10-4 for the Chicago White Sox, and we got a 9.5 on the board. We also have the White Sox at -130. Both these teams suck. Phil Meyer against Santana. Santana is their ace, I guess. I don't know, man. Neither of these pitchers have pitched at all. 3 innings for both of them. Their ERA combines to 32. Oi, God, dude. I don't know. Oi. Just oi.
Well, Santana, of course, missed all of last year with a finger injury. And he made his first start last time out. And he has a fastball that's at 90 miles per hour. When 36 or 37 years old, we remember him from the Twins hitting corners and pitching well.
Yep.
You fastball 90 mile an hour, I can't bet on you. KC, you talked about him being the worst team, and yes, they had lost 10 straight. But sweeping the Indians at home, including Carrasco and Kluber yesterday, I think gives them confidence. I think Cahill's a fine pitcher. Fillmore, excuse me. He's making a second start. I do like Kansas City in this. Again, Santana is like Darvish. These guys are old, they're retreads, and they shouldn't be favorites against anybody.
Speaking of teams that shouldn't be favorites, especially on the road, 0-4. Cincinnati hasn't won yet on the road. They're playing the Dodgers. Soft start, 9-8 on the season for the Dodgers right now. The home team's a massive 1.6 -160 favorite. The over and under is 7.5, and we've got, Kershaw on the mound. But it's his first game of the season. He's playing against Castillo. 19 innings pitched with a .92 ERA. Let me give you the bottom line here, brother. Kershaw's first game of the season, playing a pitcher who is in top form. Cincinnati is a very live dog tonight.
Couldn't agree more. Kershaw pitched a couple simulated games. He didn't pitch at all in the minor leagues. Went down, made a couple 3-inning rehab starts. And you think Castillo might be intimidated. Well, he's had 12 straight shutout innings pitched. And last year against the Dodgers, he went 2-0 against the Dodgers and had a 17-1 strikeout walk ratio. Red's a live dog.
We're on the same page on that one. Colorado Rockies playing San Diego. San Diego, a surprise 11-6 on the season. 4-3 at home though. But they've played 10 games out of 17 on the road. Colorado 4-12. This Colorado team is stinking it up. San Diego at -170. The over and under is 7.5. I didn't think we would say the words San Diego -170, but here they are. They also have the best young team in baseball, so who knows with this team, brother. Senzatella on the mound tonight. First game pitching. He's against Lucchesi. 14 innings pitched with a 1.3 whip and a 4.4 ERA. I don't. Over.
San Diego, how Dave Koken knows his baseball. Dave's been on this team the entire year, talked about it on the WagerTalk Las Vegas Sports line often, that He likes these Padres. Now, should they be a 160 favorite? I don't know, but they've cashed each of their last 3 series. They're 7-3 in their stretch. Lucchesi is someone I love, 1-0 with a 2.05 ERA in 4 starts against Colorado. I'd be afraid to lay the 170 with Lucchesi, but you have the Rockies, who lost 8 straight games before snapping that streak on Sunday with a 4-0 win in San Fran. This one, I might look at the run line and lay the 1.5 runs with San Diego and get plus 130. The Rockies' offense is not scoring, and I think the Padres do.
He's Ralph Michaels. I'm the Prez. We're only 15 and a half minutes into this show, and we've taken apart about 600 baseball games. Great work, Ralph. One more to go. Really quickly, everyone, make sure to head over to Sports Memo. Take advantage of the best promotion we have ever offered. Any handicapper for 3 full days, all their plays, only $1. Also, it's $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com. Ralph, Seattle, we expected them to be good, but not this good. They're 13-5 on the year. They're playing an 8-7 Cleveland team. Seattle has been just money away at 8-1, but they're only 5-4 at home. They're -1. Basically, it's a pick 'em in both directions. The over and under is 7 here, Ralph. Trevor Bauer on the mound, 0.97 whip, a 2.29 ERA. Against Kikuchi, I probably said that wrong. 21 innings pitched, a good solid whip, but a crappy ERA. Dude, we were talking about how Cleveland got swept. I think we're going to see a good effort from this Cleveland team. I like the away team tonight, and I think Seattle's record starts to come back down to earth.
Well, you said Seattle's 5-4 at home. They were 5-1 last Thursday. They got swept against Houston. So these two teams combined 21-6 last Thursday. They're now 21-12 after getting swept against their opponents. I agree. I think Bauer is the ace of the staff.
Yep.
I think they were going to start him opening day versus Kluber, but they just didn't want to embarrass a guy who's a multi-Cy Young Award winner and bring up this guy. He's a bulldog. Kluber only lasted 2 2/3. We know Bauer's got to come out and pitch well. I think he clearly does. People that don't know the Indians and Bauer's a Cy Young candidate. He'll get it done tonight for them. Kikuchi is the kid that came over, had pitched in Japan for the last 8 years. Seattle had to pay like $24 million for the rights to sign him. His first start was in Japan in those first opening games. So he's still going to get accustomed to this American ballpark. Indians take advantage of the lefty. They're not good against lefties. I also like the under because of the Indy lefty situation and Bauer on the mound.
Ralph, great show, outstanding stuff. Listeners, lots to listen to today. I do 3 shows a day. Puck Time is already in the can. It's up on our YouTube channel. Alex and Andrew, we take apart every hockey game on the board tonight, and there's 4. Ralph and I just did First Pitch, and I'm doing Morning Joe with Teddy in about 5 minutes, where we take a look at the NBA card. Ralph, what a pleasure, my brother. We'll have you on for Morning Joe probably Wednesday or Thursday. I'll email you out. Thanks for doing this. Be well and have yourself an incredible Monday.
Thanks, Prez.
Go Leafs. Say go Leafs.
Go Leafs.
Later, everyone.